So Adam, we've had to wait a little bit of time for this one given the postponed fixtures, but that's our second win on the bounce now. Important win in the grand scheme of things, 3-1 against Corinthian-Casuals, considering where both of us are in the league right now. How did you feel with the performance?
First half I thought we were quite dynamic. We created good opportunities, scored early, which has been positive, and that's been a theme that's probably happened in the last few games where we've scored early. Second half I think it was just a maturer performance, maybe not as many opportunities going forward, but I think we were less open in terms of what we offered them. I think we frustrated them to crosses into the box from deep. So overall I think it was a satisfying performance, still areas of development, but 3 goals at home should win your football games, and it was good to see that it did.
Of course, we've started on fire again today, almost a carbon copy of the goal Rory Smith scored in the last one against Bowers and Pitsea. But I suppose it would have been frustrating to see Corinthian-Casuals get back into it the way they did, especially because for a couple of minutes beforehand you could see they were making use of that side of the pitch, and you could almost tell something was coming. Yeah,
I think what we're trying to get the players to understand that very rarely in football do you dominate the game for 90 minutes. There'll be ebbs and flows in the game where you might have a 15-minute spell where you'll have lots of opportunities. There might be the second 15-minute spell where you have to defend and weather the storm a little bit. And in the start of the game, we certainly capitalised on the opportunities we had early on, and then they had a spell where they capitalised on their moments in the game. What was disappointing was that, like we said emphasise to the boys at half time, is that we don't necessarily mind if teams play and they open us up and score good goals or they strike from distance, but what we need to be able to do is, if crosses come into the box, we need to be able to win our aerial one-on-one battles, and that was probably the most disappointing thing, is that it's a ball into a good area, I'll give the lad credit to, but it's desire and it's commitment and it's getting across your man to get your head on it and get it away, and that is probably the second or third time now in recent games where a ball into the box has ended up with a goal, which I think doesn't justify the hard work we do in scoring, and that's probably the most disappointing bit.
Obviously, this is the first game we've had this season without Bode. He's obviously signed his deal with Faversham, so it's been a slightly new look central midfield. How did you think they coped?
Yeah, I thought they did well. I thought David, his performance stepped up. I felt we've done a lot of the stuff Bode does, and maybe when we had Bode, some of the work David did was maybe more unrecognised because they both did similar amounts, and maybe Bode was more experienced at it. But I thought David really showed his skills today. I think he's improving game on game. In Yanis, we had someone who is maybe more comfortable in deeper positions, technically on the ball, but equally who can position himself well to stop balls going into forward areas. So I think the combination worked well.
You've obviously had a debut as well today with Finn signing on loan from Hastings. Firstly, how do you think he did today, and secondly, what do you feel that he, as a player, that he can add to the team?
Yeah, I felt Finn was good today, nice and solid. Said before the game, when you have a debut at a new club, you can come into it and feel like you've got to impress, and you overdo maybe your natural game. But we felt he was, I spoke to him before the game and just said to him to be nice and relaxed, concentrate on the defending side of his game, which I think he did very well. I think he was nice and positive in possession. I can't count too many times where he gave the ball away cheaply, and he was a good solid performance. And I think with Troy's played at the back for us in that role, and he's done fantastically for us. But I think out of the two players, I think Finn is more natural probably to that role, and Troy's more of a wing back. So Troy wasn't available today for personal reasons, and we had to do something in the week, and Finn became available, so we brought him in.
And just to finish up, obviously we've not got a midweek game now because of Herne Bay's progression in the Cups, so our next game's on the road at Canvey Island. So they did a number on us earlier in the season before yourself and Kevin took over. We've not really had a run this season where we've won 3 on the bounce, so is that something that's got the lads in the changing room hungry to be able to do that?
I think so. Like we've only had one away game since we've come to the club, and I think it's in 7 now. So there was always going to be moments where we had to start playing away fixtures. And Canvey's a difficult place to go. They're really well supported at home. They're doing really well. Had a great win against Hornchurch in the week, so it'll be a really, really tough game. But if we want to move away from where we are, which we all do, and we're working hard towards, then we need to be able to go places and continue gaining points. So we know Canvey. We went to watch them a couple of weeks ago. I know their strengths and their weaknesses, and we'll work hard in the week to try and prepare ourselves for that game, and with the aim of getting something positive from it.